Look at that. We've got sunshine.
Yeah. Did you get that? My eyebrows.
It's going alright, isn't it?
Ayup Woodlanders.
Today I've got a friend of ours, Matt. He's come up to give us a little bit of a chuck with some jobs up the woodland, and we've had some luxury jacket potatoes on the retort. Oh, it's dropped down to 350, which means very likely it might have finished gassing. 351, and we're busy at the bottom end putting the wood chip round the new plantation, which is going really well actually. Oh, not very nice, was it? It's going alright, isn't it?
Ayup Woodlanders.
I know. I've just been smacked in the post by a hawthorn, which wasn't very pleasant. So Matt's gone now. We've had a right good afternoon. Thanks ever so much, Matt, for your help today. That's been brilliant. We've had a cracking chat all about mental health and anxieties and coping with COVID and the aftermath of COVID, being open and chatting about mental health, our challenges, what makes us happy and sad, and whether we're on having a good day or a bad day is really, really important. So thanks ever so much, Matt. We've got a great deal done today. Done all the wood chip down the bottom end. We've got the charcoal barrel in the background. One's out, so that one's cooked. We've got one in, just started off again. That'll be ready for another day. I've just got to fill up some logs for home and a few sticks, and I think we are about done here. There's one thing about these IBCs they don't tell you about, and that is when you're doing logs in them, it's alright filling them, but if you haven't got a front end loader, they're a bit of a pig to get stuff back out. Get out of here without breaking my neck. So we'll catch up tomorrow morning over at Rosseston. Look at that. We've got sunshine. We've got sunshine. It's fantastic. It's also going to be a double hat day today because we've had quite a sharp frost this morning. Today is all about getting as many stakes dressed and bean poles dressed as possible. It's not particularly exciting, but it's necessary. And I'll meet you in the woodland for some stake dressing. Not quite out of the woodland out, but at least they're on the right edges, which is that's a bit of progress. The next job is bean poles. I was surprised actually how many stakes we've managed to get out of that, so I put them in 5. So
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 320 7, I think.
In fact, it's more than that, because I've already took some out to the van. That'll do, donkey. We have had a really good day today. We've had multiples of my coppice wheelbarrows of bean poles out, and we've got a full trailer back in the yard of bean poles. So we're going to deposit those at our woodland into safe storage, ready for all these gardeners. I've got to nip over to Heartwood and get up some charcoal, and then back up to our woodland to put it into safe storage again. It's going to be a bit of a dark one when I finish tonight. Good morning. We're back today in Overseal on a job I did last year, and can you see the growth on that? This is a willow dome that I had to try and restore last year because it was in a bit of a state. But the growth on that is ridiculous. If we're looking at, what, 15-foot plus rods on it. It's amazing. Anyway, so we've got to give it a bit of a haircut, weave in some of the new growth again, cut out some of the dead, and then possibly strike some new rods in. But it looks to me like the ones I struck in last year are doing all right. Possibly today we might be looking at cutting out some of these fattest of stems and maybe weaving in some new ones. Well, in order to make something good of this, I've had to take out a lot of the old wood. I'm going to try and reweave the doorway, so it's got to have an arch in there again, and then try and do something with this spaghetti on top. Well, that is one short back and sides. I didn't quite anticipate it to look so barren, but I think, because I'm no willow expert, that ought to look a lot better and be much stronger. I tried to take out a lot of the fat stems. Some of it I couldn't, because you'd end up with no dome at all. But there you go, one willow dome complete, and hopefully I can try and take some pictures as it's growing during the summer. In a way, I'm hoping it thickens up with all the leaves, so it becomes just a nice little cosy spot for the kids. That's a charcoal order sorted. Next, it's the log trailer. I've got to just get it ready for tomorrow. I put the video up the other day about doing this modification to the trailer, and I had some really good suggestions about my dilemma with the wheels being so close to the second from the front bolsters. Jeff's friend at the pub said, what about if you got a jack in between the legs of the axles and just jack them apart slightly to equalise them up? And I thought, well, that's absolutely genius. So we'll have a go at that. Not today, mind, but we'll definitely have a go at that. And then the other one, which was Tim, thanks Tim for this suggestion, was this beam here doesn't actually need to be on the top. I think I know why they've done it. It's because of ground clearance. So they put the beam on top, and it means that when you're driving over a stump, if it was underneath, the stump wouldn't clobber it. But actually that doesn't really make a great deal of difference to me. What Tim said was, if you grind these welds off here and here and get this beam and put it underneath this slidey thing here, and then put these wings top and bottom. So that could be another option for me, is to change that. That would mean that this would sit lower, which would mean that these sit lower, and that means that they'll be further away from being clobbered by this, which just gives me that little bit more clearance. Let me know what you think. Thanks, Tim. So we're all ready for tomorrow. All I've got to do is pop up here with the tractor, hitch up and go. I just wanted to show you these as a tooltip Tuesday. I've been using these all day pretty much with that Willow, and these are Barco secateurs, and I just think everybody should have a good pair of quality secateurs. PX M3s these are. That means that the blade's slightly longer. These ones I bought as a spare. These are the PX M2s, and it's the same handle, but you might just notice it's got a very slightly smaller blade, which I didn't realise. So these are the M3s. I've had this secateurs for close to 15 years I think now. I've had all sorts of cheap jack, no good, $9.99, you know, supermarket specials, and they've been utter rubbish. I always prefer bypass, that's this style, so where that means that the two blades bypass each other, hence the name. The other option you've got is the anvil cutters. I don't know whether Barco do those or not, but anvil, what it does, it basically squashes the cut against the anvil there, so rather than it going bypassing it, it basically squashes the branch. I don't like those, they don't make a nice clean cut, and a good sharp pair of well adjusted secateurs are the business. So that's these. I thoroughly recommend them. The only thing I've ever had to do is buy a new spring because it snapped, and I sent off to Barco and they sent one straight away free of charge, which was great. Occasionally I have to adjust it, but not very often. There's a little thumb wheel there that pushes in, locks it. I find that very handy. Karen's got a pair of Wolfgartens. They're pretty good. I don't think they're as comfortable in my hand. I can use these all day. The Wolfgartens are nice. They're a lot cheaper than these. I think the Wolfgartens are probably about £25. These are getting close to £55 plus I think these days, and they've also got a little bit of a ergonomic, I'm not sure if they call them the ergos, they do, yeah, they've got an ergonomic sort of grip for right-handed use, so thoroughly recommend that. Tooltip Tuesday, grab yourself a decent pair of secateurs. I think that's me done here today. Got myself some curly willows for a little project at home. These are ones I took from some cuttings from that willow down the bottom end I showed you. And then tomorrow is a tractor day for a day of extraction over at Rosseston, bright and early. See you there. Good morning. All hitched up and ready. We'll get off to Rosseston. I've got to just defrost my fingers because I'm so cold this morning. So give me a minute while I cry my eyes out because I've got hot aches in my fingers, and then I'll meet you up at Rosseston. My fingers have almost defrosted after a nice hot drink. We'll get my nice clean tractor filthy through this lot. Trailer's looking good. Nothing has fell off. just one ever so slight niggle so far is that we've got ourselves a little bit of a flat. Now it's not completely flat, and I wish now I'd just gone and got the compressor out and just checked them all, but got the troops in today. Jeff is about to go and get his tractor and get some of the timber in as well for us. So we're going to have a right good timber extraction day today. Smile, you're on camera.
Thanks for that.
Now this is all, doesn't look much on camera, you think, well they're only little sticks. And I suppose they are compared to some forestry enterprises, but that's my fingers. That's the average, sort of 4 inches, 3 inches. Some of it's 5, 6, 7 inches. So yeah, it's doing really well. I've had, let me think, I've had three of these out, 1 of those out. Jeff's had 2 of his trailers out, so that's the second one, and then we're almost done on the firewood side. Possibly another 3 loads. Trailer's going well. We managed to blow the tyre up. Karen bought me compressor from home. They helped. Several loads, get them out, give Bella a run around. No problems with rubbing, no tyre damage. Yeah, spot on that is. And the other thing I did was, normally I run an A-frame on the back here with a ball hitch on, and of course what it does, it increases the drawbar length by another 1.5 foot, something like that. This is the stock drawbar hitch. It's got a very strange pin size. It's something like 32mm, and in the UK you just can't seem to get that size with a ball hitch on the top. The pin that came with it is just a straight pin with no ball on. So I bought the ball with a, I think, 28mm shaft, threaded shaft. Then I bought 32mm piece of tube that's 2mm thick. That meant the 28mm can go down inside of that just, and it also means it's a tight fit in there, because I hate it when these things wobble and clang, and then you get this big oval hole and it looks a right mess. So that has solved that as well. And it also means with the A-frame, what happens is when you reverse, if you hit a stump, the trailer stops, and then these linkages start to rise on you, which then kind of jackknifes the trailer. So perhaps not jackknife, but it lifts the trailer up. It works great. I love it. We're on our last load for today. Jeff's going to come up just behind us. This is the load I'm going to take up to our woodland. This is all charcoal wood, this one. It's gone really well. The trailer has outperformed my expectations, which is always a good thing. I'd happily have a Kellfri again. So I will see you back in the woodland in one form or another on Monday morning. See you there. Be good. Morning. It's Monday today, and although it looks nice now, we had a lot of rain again last night. I'm just finishing off dressing these stakes that I found the other day, and then we've got to dress some more beam poles and get those out, and then we've got to dress some weaving rods and get those out. That's a bit rough into that. And the midges are out. I hate midges. 14 inches. $35, 350. So we'll do these next, and then there's just dotted bundles here and there, and it won't be long then before Jeff's in tackling some of these blue spots. I normally do this with an axe, and I never thought to bring it with me. I've just got prep a few for an order for a delivery this week. Good morning all. What an absolute stunning day. It's quite beautiful today. If only every day was like today. Love it. Still, cool, no midges, sunshine. So I thought I saw a bird. Bird song, the woodland. Gentle handwork, no chainsaws, no tractors, no noise, no pollution. Just me, the billock, a wheelbarrow, and some wood. That's it, I think. Can't find any more bundles anywhere, so all our weaving rods are out. All of our beam poles are out. I was hoping to get them all out on this one barrow full, but my little arms aren't very strong. And the other thing what happens is, I love this barrow and it's been a huge help to me when I built it last year, but when you tip it up, when you've got such long rods on like this, the ends sometimes catch the ground, and that's not very nice really. It's great for beam poles, it's great for stakes. Other stuff can go crossways on it as well. Stakes go on like that, that's brilliant. It wasn't really designed for this, so this is a bonus to what I designed it for. Get these into the trailer, then go and load up with some of the charcoal wood that's in the yard, and then we can dash off to our woodland. We've arrived back up at our woodland. We'll get off the barrow, and then this is all charcoal wood in here, so we'll offload that somewhere, quite possibly onto that pile there. Isn't it amazing how much we pick up the same piece of wood? This is the 4th time I've picked up this piece of wood. Then I'll be picking it up again to cross cut it, and then I'll be picking all the little bits up to put in a basket, and then I'll be picking them up again to put them into the barrels, and then kind of again to scoop them, put them into the bag of charcoal. So if you're keeping up, that's got to be about 8 times. Just put a few of the thuya in. This is the top end up near entranceway. You can see ones I planted about 10 years ago. I am done here. We have had a pretty mad morning this morning. Not mad as in crazy mad. You might be able to tell it's jolly wet up here as well. We've had Heartwood here this morning, just a small team from Heartwood that wanted to have a look at how I produce charcoal. Now they produce charcoal already, and I know some of you from Heartwood watch the videos as well, so I know what you know and you know what I know, and that's getting really complicated. But Heartwood produce charcoal, and they work cooperatively with us to produce it, which is great. But they wanted to change how they make it, and so they wanted to have a look at the oven that I make charcoal in, and to see whether they could do something similar, and having a quick demonstration of how I make charcoal and how well it goes. So yeah, so all in a fairly busy morning really, but we've got one barrel done. So I was just looking for my mobile phone case, and I've stuffed it somewhere. Aha. But while we're here, I've managed to produce a barrel of charcoal. We've got another one in just now, and I've still got these Willow. These are Willow I took from some cuttings. That one doesn't look very good, does it? I don't think that one's very alive. But these stunning yellowy orange colour, so I wanted some cuttings. There's probably maybe a dozen in there that survived. We've got some curly willow because I want to restock that, and then we've got some other willow that when it's in the ground should produce some really good straight rods for things like hedge laying binders. I think our second barrel is gassing. Squinting my eyes.
Did you get that? My eyebrows.
while we're on the subject of swamp cypress again, ignore that because that's the dogwood. But this is the swamp cypress that I put in maybe about 7 years ago, something like that. And a couple of years ago we had this drought, and it from about here it sort of died off, so I pruned that out. But you can see that's, I would say, in the last 2 years it's grown another 5 foot. So that's done amazing, really. I love it. It's so delicate, and it almost looks like it's dying, but it isn't. It's got all fresh buds coming on it again. Brilliant. It almost got a papery bark maple feel to it, look. Look at that. That's awesome, isn't it? Sort of a leathery bark that peels off. There you go, swamp cypress. Well, that's not very nice, is it? We've just got the swamp cypress in, and now we've got rain and hail. Just emptied that barrel with barbecue charcoal. That's all in there. That's the barrel that we converted earlier on today. There's another barrel in there I'm just about to take out, and then we'll put some more of the branch loggings in, stoke the fire up, and we'll get this barrel in, which will be our 3rd barrel today. Another day over. Just shut the charcoal barrel down. That's barrel number 3, and it hasn't started gassing, but that'll be fine, that will. Good morning. I've managed to escape from the woods this morning. Doing a gardening job, but I've got to put up a greenhouse which is just there. It sort of looks a bit like that. Problem is, although I've dismantled this greenhouse before and put it together before, but I didn't take it down this time. When it was taken down, every nut, bolt and bracket was dismantled, whereas it's easier if you dismantle it in sections and transport in sections. So I'm now trying to fathom how on earth it goes back together again. But I've managed to print off the instructions, so I think we can work this out. I know you didn't subscribe for greenhouse construction, but we'll set up a daily time lapse. That's the end of this woodlog. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And if you're able to, try and get as much of your timber extracted as possible. See you next time. And remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.